Hello there guys, today a little bit of a different episode because I have couple things I want to get off my chest. The more I play World of Warships, especially random battles, the more tired I get. And this tiredness mostly comes from feeling like I'm the only guy on my team that actually tries to win or tries to actually do anything. The quality of the player base recently dropped below even my low standards because I can understand people making mistakes. I make mistakes as well. I can understand somebody not knowing how to play a ship in their first couple games. I can understand not following the meta with the build or some experimentation there, but what I see in randoms is very often going far beyond what I could imagine. Because people just yeet themselves forward in sniping ships and snipe in the ships that are supposed to be pushing. And like this is something that you should be seeing on like tier 6 when people first get the actual ships that fit some roles and stuff, because up to tier 6 most of the ships are basically the same. I see so many people doing that on tier 10 when you're supposed to have hundreds of games played already on your account, probably with ships from the same tech tree that are very similar to what they are. And how after so many games you don't really know what's working for this ship? Like, after being shafted by sniping 5 times in a row, I mean, you should kind of get it together that you shouldn't be doing that, right? It's very simple logic, in my opinion. But that doesn't matter. People keep mounting range modes on stuff that is brawling and then go brawling and complain. They shoot themselves in the foot by making horrible, sometimes even unusable builds, because like if you have something that's supposed to be secondary, right, you have the recommended skills set to secondary. Even wargaming gives you tips on how to build the ship, and then you make the complete opposite, and then you die, and then you complain, and like what's that supposed to be? So what's happening? For someone like me that is making a lot of guides, tutorials, this kind of behavior is just like it just kills something inside of me. And I don't want to say that I'm the only guy that is making guides, just from like there is so easy to find a guide for a ship on any channel. You can even go to any Twitch streamer that is playing this game at the moment and ask about the ship. They probably know at least basics of that ship, even if they are not mains of that class. It's so easy to gather information right now, how to use and what tool is it, because ships are just tools. And then you pick one that fits what you want to do in this game. But there is just so many people that try to force fit their playstyle onto the ships that just cannot do that. And then they are complaining in chat, and I'm like, why? Next, what kind of tilts me the other way is, allies that are trying to sabotage allies instead of helping. It's like, if you don't know how to help, at least do not make it worse. But they do. Like, for example, in this Kitakaze game, I was kinda caring, but not really. I was just having a pretty good game. I got a little bit of a trouble in the middle, but we worked it out with the other DD. And this game could have been a win. We just needed to kite away a little bit, gather some distance, farm them up. Easy, right? But no, this guy in the cruiser decided that he lost sight of enemy for 5 seconds, then he's gonna starve, and he has to troll us know. And he kind of pushed me into the enemy. I've lost majority of my HP and didn't have any chance to fight back properly and died and we lost the game. That was, by the way, a very close game. We could have won that. Or this guy in the submarine that is obviously Polish, which is something that tilts me even further because I'm Polish and I don't like my own countrymen to behave like that. But well, we asked him to not go into the stupid ass position, to go outside with his Torpboat 2.0, which is a submarine, when they have no radars over there and no actual way of spotting him if he just sits at the distance, which is what he kind of wants to do in the submarine anyway. And he can gather all the spotting damage that counts for him as damage dealt. So it's a whole win-win-win situation for him if he just sits outside doing absolutely nothing and he will still be rewarded for it. Instead, what he does is, after our pleas of actually going to the correct spot, he sits below the water for absolutely no reason, with no spotting. We had very hard time actually doing anything in that game. We somehow managed to, but
later.
This could have been so much easier if he just didn't do the one thing that hurts him and us, which is something I kinda don't understand. Like, something that requires you to do absolutely nothing is the rewarding thing, but you have to do multiple steps, hoops, and loops to screw over yourself. Why? Recently in World of Warships, I've noticed a quite major decline in understanding the sheer basics. Like, I'm not talking about some kind of niche stuff like knowing what ship has which overmatch even. I'm talking about, for example, the caps, objectives. Objectives are not really optional. I'm talking about not sailing flat broadside. I'm talking about using the ship the way it is designed to do, because it's a tool, not really something you can customize to yourself that much. In my whole career, I've met lots of guides. I've explained things calmly. I tried to talk to people that are having a misguided sense of the game, in the game itself, to maybe give them some better experience. And somehow the more I do that, the more information there is in this for this game, the less anyone actually thinks. And the worse the player base gets. It kinda kills the sense of all of this being worth it for me. And I don't want to say that I hate this game. That's the worst part. If I hated it, I would just leave, but instead I just queue up again and I know exactly what I'm about to see. So, no, I'm not raging, I'm not just quitting, and I'm not gonna call you gotta remove X for the game to be fixed, because that's not gonna work. I'm just tired of living in a place when whatever I do just doesn't matter. That's all. Honestly, I feel like soon I might just move in and play War Thunder Naval instead, because Gaijin actually has pretty good sense of what needs to be fixed to make that game mode better. They actually get a pretty decent update recently in terms of quality of life and actual gameplay for War Thunder Naval. I might do an episode comparing what the warships do or down their naval wise kind of soon. Maybe you're gonna be interested in watching it. But that's all. Thank you so much for hearing me out over here. And the comment section is yours as always. It's been Senpai Silent. See you next time.